Good afternoon, folks, and welcome back. You know that the last episode, the last part of the episode was a little off. Why my mic decided to just stop working all of a sudden, but now we will continue from where we were last at, and we're not gonna go do what it wants us to do first. We're gonna do activities. Wait. Oh, I guess it's so we got to do the old first part of the old neighborhood, but it's going to transition into probably the first mission of UC Vanguard. So, and we'll talk to Sergeant Yumi on the way out. Or well, I guess we won't be going anywhere for right now because right now we got to do all that beginning stuff. Yay! It happens to be nighttime. That's why I was here. It's last night when I left because it's nighttime. Let's go to the mast. That's where it's telling us to go. There's some like other minor quests that I can acquire while I'm here in Atlantis, but I am not going to do those right now. Take care of this first part. Let's see what's going on. Anything new besides Terran Armada stuff? Yep.
The luxury liner, Opulence of the Stars, has been hijacked in the Nirvana system by a group calling themselves the Terran Armada.
Can you imagine
The following
all the
is a
changes
recording
it's seen?
captured by our intrepid reporters on the scene. Warning, what you are about to hear is graphic in nature. Humans of the settled systems, you've lost your way. Scattered among the stars, fighting amongst yourselves like vermin. Worthless, irredeemable. You have forgotten who you are. We shall remind you. We are the Terran Armada. We are the true children of Earth, and none shall stand in our way.
Oh my God.
Hours after receipt of this recording, a search and rescue team was dispatched to the liner's last known coordinates. In addition, authorities have asked all available pilots to aid in the search for survivors. We'll have more on this breaking news story as additional information comes in.
Oh my God, what was
Holy
that?
hell.
That sounded like a threat. They said they were looking for pilots who could help.
Talk to your contact, Sarah. Let's at least get this started, and I'll go take care of some stuff with the UC Vanguard.
You swear to protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities,
Fresh meat.
and to uphold the values of the Vanguard, honor, loyalty, self-reliance in all your actions as members of the United Colonies Navy,
I do.
then I'm proud to welcome you to the Vanguard. Now, you all have your assignments. Get out there and show them what the UC's made of. Supra et Ultra.
Let's see what the contact has to say, Sarah. Alright, Sarah.
Sarah, good to see you. Who's your friend?
Hopefully Constellation's newest member. Thought I'd run through some legwork together.
Another space explorer. Hey, you ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, earn some credits, even get your UC citizenship?
Possibly. What's the Vanguard?
United Colonies volunteer fleet. Independent captains enlist, get to use their own ships, and the UC provides them with sustained work and credits. And put in your time, and you're guaranteed UC citizenship and everything that comes with it. Discounts on UC goods and medical services, chance to own a place in New Atlantis. Only way a foreign captain could even dream of seeing those sorts of benefits. So, you want in?
Constellation business to discuss first.
All right. Can't blame me for trying, right? I mean, I still haven't given up on getting Sarah to re-enlist.
It's a game we play. He asks, I say no.
Here's what I got for you two. Vanguard volunteer by the name of Moera. Helps patrol the old neighborhood. Sol, Mars, Neptune, you know.
The Sol system? Which admiral did he upset to get that posting?
He's Martian, born and raised. Not like I can get anyone else to care. Word is he's got some fancy metal ornament he's been showing off to the old grounders. Matches that description Sarah gave me. Oh, he goes way back. Think he was recruit number 81 or something. Sol system has a lot of planets, but a vet like Moera will be checking in at Sidonia on the regular.
You mean hitting the bars, don't you, John?
Hey, nothing wrong with a little refresh between patrols.
Tell me about Sidonia.
Yeah, bring a coloring book. Get so used to seeing red, you'll forget what blues and greens look like.
Where do you say you found this one?
You'll have to ask him. But Vanguard volunteers have retrieval rights if they get into a scrap. Wouldn't be surprised if he found it off of a pirate or something like that.
Spacebook sounds like
It's definitely a lifestyle, burning helium out there, seeing where the stars take you. I'm serious about that recruitment offer, by the way. You just come talk to me when you're ready. UC is a good friend to have.
So I can technically continue on with this mission, but I don't want to have to come back and talk to him again. You know what? Shoot, we're gonna get this one started. It's about Sidonia. Speak to Chula about joining. See what does Sarah have to say really fast before you do anything else.
Been a long time since I've been to Mars. Sol system doesn't get a lot of traffic. Fine by me.
Consider your areas of expertise.
You mean apart from being the chair of Constellation for the past 5 years? Well, let's see. I pride myself with my aptitude for astrodynamics, calculating optimal trajectories for grav jumping. That's been quite useful in the past. And as far as planetary exploration, my area of expertise is botany. So, don't worry. I won't let you eat anything that might put you in the hospital. I'll be here. Bye.
Doing it. No, this is gonna be
Hey,
a whole different
Sarah's
mission.
friend. You come to enlist at long last? Start earning your stripes with the Vanguard?
Okay, I'm going to do next. What sort of work would I be doing if I enlist?
Vanguard work is as needed. When we've got jobs, we'll make them available to you. But the work itself, well, it runs the gamut. Sometimes you might be hunting down hostile ships on behalf of the UC Navy, or you might be called up to help the Science Division clean up some invasive species. Hell, we've even been asked to help take on the occasional terramorph. And sometimes we just need cargo support. Not every job's glamorous. The Vanguard only gets called in for the ones where there's a chance of seeing action. Wherever the UC needs us, the Vanguard is there. Well, all right. Take the elevator down to the Vanguard Orientation Hall. You can get started at any of the registration terminals. The system will walk you through the rest. And if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. What can I do for you, applicant?
Specific about the processes for joining the Vanguard.
Sure thing. What do you want to know?
Okay. Tell me about that, because it's something I have to do myself. Am I gonna get hurt? No, I'm all set.
I'll keep an eye out for your results.
Alright, well, Sarah probably didn't really like that, but... Alright, so what do we got? So it automatically changed. So it's going to be Supra et Ultra is the name of this episode that we're doing now. So that's probably what the name of this episode is going to be. The next one, depending on where I get after this one, will probably be the next episode for the main ones. When we actually go to the solar system. I'm only doing this because the UC missions do actually go to the same location that I'm going to. So that's why I'm doing them like this. I'm going to do them like this. Alright, well. Do you get to wait here?
Sidonia is an industrial town.
Yes.
People there tend to be concise.
Alright, Sarah, can I have you wait here for a minute?
Take your time.
'Cause I gotta go. Maggie, alright, let's go.
If you don't have official business, we ask you remain in the lobby.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do. I'm going down to try to become a Vanguard. So let's go in here. What do we got? What do we got? This one's got, okay, so computer registration. Registration. Use. Vanguard registration. Applicant name. Jana Rat. Or his daughter. Bounty 0. Please select enlistment agreement. Any outstanding UC bounty must be paid before proceeding. Yes. Applicant name. By joining the UC Vanguard, you agree to perform necessary service for the UC that could place you in serious danger resulting in the harm to you, your craft, or yourself, up to and including death. In exchange, the UC Vanguard agrees to compensate all captains according to their experience level and the difficulty of that task requested. All applicants will be required to earn a satisfactory grade on the simulated combat flight, successfully complete a probationary mission. Upon the completion of both prerequisites, the UC Vanguard agrees to sponsor your citizenship application and guarantees the granting of UC colony citizenship once sufficient time or acts of valor have warranted it. Do you agree to the above commitment and wish to initiate your journey with the UC colonies? I agree. Consent documented. You may proceed to examination chamber. And yes, we're going to get some history on this in this mission too. Please proceed to the orientation hall in the next chamber.
Registration accepted. You may now proceed through the historical displays in the orientation hall, or continue on to the examination.
I just walked right into the wall. Okay. Alright. Let's begin. End of Earth. Hall of History. Welcome to the Hall of History.
In 2150, humanity learned the Earth's magnetosphere would collapse sometime in the next half-century, eliminating all life on the planet. Decisive action was required, but the secure transport of an entire civilization would demand a new kind of cooperation, a new kind of courage, and a new kind of union. Thus, in 2159, the United Colonies were formed to make that journey possible. Just one character, the Galileo, the first of many colony ships, touched down here on Jemison, beginning a new era of human history, the age of the United Colonies.
So the next chamber, the new factions rise. Is our next wall.
From their foundation, the United Colonies strove to provide all their citizens with opportunity, security, and peace. But there were those among the UC that still wanted something more. Independence. So in 2161, the UC issued the Centaurus Proclamation, granting UC citizens the right to settle distant worlds and form their own sovereign powers. It wasn't long before the first new faction, the Free Star Collective, was formally organized in 2188, later followed by House Varun, revealing themselves to the universe in 2230.
My skill set and my background, these are two that I'm part of. Because I grew up in Neon City, which is not in UC space, it's in Freestar Collective space. Alright, House Varun. Ooh, I get to learn some about my
It was only
ancestors.
in 2230 that the faction known as House Varun first made contact with the rest of the settled systems. Founded by the passengers of a colony ship that had left New Atlantis and disappeared 4 decades earlier, House Varun was a faction unlike any other. A theocracy dedicated wholly to the beliefs of its isolationist founder, Janan Varun. House Varun initially made overtures of peace towards the rest of the settled systems. They claimed their only intention was to spread the word of their god, the Great Serpent.
Zealots.
But none could have guessed that this worship might take the form of a bloody war, the Serpent's Crusade.
Then we got the Freestar Collective.
The Freestar Collective was initially founded in
Got
2188,
some neon right there.
when the citizens of Aquila banded together with the pleasure city of Neon in mutual defense. But in 2194, after the deployment of a UC medical star station in orbit around their world, the citizens of Narion also requested to join the collective. The resulting rise in tensions between the Freestar Collective and UC culminated in the settled system's first intergalactic conflict, the Narion War.
Centered around Vega.
Despite a decisive victory by the UC, the colonies permitted the citizens of Narion to join the collective, forming the basis for the fiercely independent union that persists to this day.
See, now that's the thing is a lot of this stuff, you would think it's pretty biased towards just the UC, but I don't see it that way. There might be some moments where she might sound like she's a little more biased towards UC Collective than any of the other two factions, the major factions. Alright, so now we're about ready to start the Serpent's Crusades. Ooh.
Beginning in 2240, House Varun forces declared all-out war on the rest of human civilization, initiating the Serpent's Crusade. Over the next 23 years, thousands of Freestar, UC, and independent souls were killed by agents of House Varun in the name of their serpent god. It was only with the death of their founder in 2263 and the succession of his heir Jarek that House Varun finally sued for peace. There remained, however, select members of House Varun who refused to recognize the cessation of hostilities their leaders established. Even after House Varun's mysterious disappearance, these zealots remain a threat to all who encounter them. Their pacification, a goal of all space.
Stuff down here at some point. Conflicts among the stars. So I can't remember if this is first, or I think, yeah, this is first.
Of the many conflicts between the galaxy's factions, none was more brutal than the recent colony war between the UC and the Freestar Collective. Set off by the unauthorized Freestar colonization of Vesta's Pride in 2308, a direct violation of the Narion Treaty, the colony war spread quickly across the galaxy. Both sides deployed every tool at their disposal. Armadas of warships, mechanized combat platforms, or mechs, even bioengineered alien creatures, the infamous UC xenoweapons. It was only in 2311 at the Battle of Cheyenne that the scales finally tipped. The Freestar Collective, utilizing their civilian fleet as a human shield, successfully crippled the superior United Colonies Navy. After their shocking victory against the galaxy's greatest navy, the Freestar Collective offered terms of peace, which the colonies, out of an interest in staving off any further human costs, accepted. The galaxy has been rebuilding ever since.
Yes, right there is where you can hear that biasness about how superior the UC think they
Settled
are.
worlds were left untouched by the colony
Battle
war.
of Nira.
But nowhere could the viciousness of modern warfare be seen more clearly than on the Freestar planet of Nira. Initially occupied by invading United Colonies forces as a forward operating position, repeated attempts to take and retake the planet by collective forces led only to devastation. Swaths of the world were transformed into scorched husks, a nightmarish testament to the depths of human ingenuity and human cruelty. And today, Nira remains a continuing reminder to the horrors of unfettered war.
Freestar used, which you don't get to even play in this game. It'd be nice to try one of these things out, but no, we don't get to use those. It's not like Fallout where we get to wear mech suits. And then we got, okay, we're not gonna do that one, and then, okay, so that's gonna talk about these guys.
This thing's like an artist's rendition, right? No animal can be this ugly in real life.
Surprised.
I can't stop staring at it. A real terramorph.
Hey, you know those little heat leeches that you see around? That's what these things were. That's what they are in their youngest stage of life, is one of these things. Alright, let's go. Battle of Londinian.
In the midst of the colony war, a different kind of tragedy struck the UC city of Londinian.
Gave it over to these things.
A newly
One of
constructed
these
but
murals
critical
said
supply
said
center
that
for
you
the
have to be
United
charged.
Colonies war
Might have
effort.
gotten off too
Londinian
lightly.
found itself overrun by one of the galaxy's most mysterious predators, the Terramorph. A rare but pervasive threat to all human-settled worlds, Terramorphs swept over the city, seemingly out of nowhere, on a scale never before seen in recorded history. Valiant efforts by the UC military slowed the onslaught, but the creatures proved unstoppable. Ultimately, the decision was made to destroy the Londinian spaceport, sealing off the city, the outbreak, and its citizenry from the galaxy at large. The tragedy of Londinian is mourned by the UC to this day.
Headset, and hopefully the headset still works. That's one of those
One
things.
of my
That's what they're
slates
talking
said
about.
terramorphs can control people's minds.
Yeah, because
But
we
that
engineered
can't
them
be true.
to be controlled, so
I
they
bring her
now
here
can control
almost
us.
every day to stare at this thing.
Well, I mean, start. Hello, folks. I have no idea what just happened in this just a little bit ago. My mic just decided to stop working, and I tried to fix it, but it didn't work. So now I'm having to add new commentary from here on. Because I think during this I was trying to figure out what was going on to make sure that my microphone was still working, but apparently it wasn't. So now let's just keep going and see where we go next. Okay. Alright, did all that. Now we're moving to the next room to get ready to do all this other stuff. So let's get ready to learn about the armistice.
After the devastation wrought by the colony war, the UC and the Freestar Collective came together to ratify a treaty that became known as the Armistice. Both sides agreed to a vast reduction in standing forces, and that xenoweapons and mech warfare would be outlawed. All related research was sealed away, accessible only in cases of dire emergency. But the Collective had another demand. The active commanders of the UC military stand trial for their actions. The United Colonies, in the interest of peace and galactic security, agreed. In 2311, 3 United Colonies senior officers were found guilty. Commander Henry Durant, General Indira Rastogi, and Fleet Admiral Francois Sanon, known better as Ve Victus. All were sentenced to death for their actions, bringing the colony war to a close and returning peace to the galaxy at long last.
And then I came over here and I read the armistice, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to see it because I'm in the editing software right now, so I'm not going to be able to read this again. You should be able to read it if you want to pause it and read it yourself. Because I read this entire thing in my original playthrough, but for some reason, because the mic didn't record, it's not available. So I can't read. You're gonna have to read that on your own. I would read it if I could see it, but I can't. So I really wanted to go back and record that little clip of that section and reread it again. But that's just more than I'm willing, more than I want to do right now. So let's let that continue through. Whatever I'm reading is about the reduction, just like they were talking about. Article 3, there's like 3 articles on there. Yeah, this might take a minute. But hey, at least you guys have time to read it. I would have read it myself. I read it to you in my original playthrough, but for some reason, because of my mic issue, none of it happened, none of it got recorded. We are done. Now we're moving on to the next section, which is, I think, talks about citizenship. The Vanguard itself.
It was into this new world that the Vanguard was born. An official branch of the UC Navy, the Vanguard is the United Colonies Volunteer Fleet, serving a myriad of security, logistical, and reconnaissance roles. And after a sufficient length of service, UC citizenship is guaranteed to every Vanguard member. Open to all captains, regardless of origin, the Vanguard is leading the charge to protect and support the citizens of the United Colonies, wherever in the galaxy they may be.
Looked over here, looked at the guys, looked at the uniforms. The uniforms are actually pretty nice looking. I'm trying to remember what I said. It's one of their ships, one of their bigger ships. About the colonies themselves.
No one is born a United Colony citizen. Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn one's citizenship. But the UC prides itself on taking care of its people.
So
cost of living controls mean citizens pay less than their foreign counterparts for needs big and small. All citizens are issued a grant upon joining to get themselves on their feet. And only UC citizens have the opportunity to purchase property, getting the chance to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the settled systems. By joining the Vanguard today, you too can begin earning your place here, in the heart of galactic civilization, as a citizen of the United Colonies.
Just looking at the uniforms to see if there was any difference between them. All the ones they have on display are pretty much the same. So I'm just going to look at them. Okay. Yes, we got it. Not a difference between the two. Yay, now I get to register. Actually, Still not registered. I just now get through the hall. Now I get to a bunch of their ships on display. They actually are the Deimos shipyards like Walter talked about in the last episode.
Welcome, applicant, to the piloting
I already
simulation
registered
chamber.
this simulator.
Please enter the
Simulator
designated
room.
simulation pod to initiate your exam.
I just want to see what was around. Stuff that I could steal, but I'm not going to do that. I asked him a couple questions.
Ah, you must be our new applicant. I'm Proctor Samuelson. The simulator's already been prepped. You can head in whenever you're ready. While I can't answer that question directly, I will say this. Due to the solitary nature of our work, resourcefulness is a critical tool in any Vanguard pilot's repertoire. You're permitted, even encouraged, to use whatever tool you're able to find in there. The simulator is designed to be a near-perfect replica of a Class B Deimos hoplite, the United Colony's standard destroyer model. It's been tuned to provide a challenging but fair fight against the enemy squadrons you'll encounter inside. Yep. All right then.
Yeah, see, I can't even see what dialogue choices I chose. I think I went to check the stuff again, even though it didn't give me anything. And there might have been some audio. I think the original audio even recorded after that.
This is the Mark 18 flight simulation chamber applicant, currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote world. When you're ready to begin, please take a seat in the pilot's chair.
Read this stuff. I got in the chair.
Your exam is simple. Defeat as many tiers of opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. You must defeat at least 3 tiers of opponents to pass the exam. Good hunting, applicant.
Make sure all my ship settings were good to go, so I
New targets active.
A lot easier to off the turret button.
Insufficient. All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 1 reached. Initiating Tier 2.
More ships.
New targets active.
Trying to run away and have to try to catch up to them. It's kind of loud during this section.
All targets eliminated.
doing right now. I should probably check something. Something's there. Just don't see frequencies on the library. Software.
Is this your first time flying?
Congratulations, applicant. You've defeated sufficient opponents to pass the exam. You may now exit the simulator through the hatch to record your current score, or stay and try your hand at the remaining tiers. Resuming the examination.
New targets active.
This one's tough. This one's tough. Sorry, this one is because I suck at the first of production. Section of something.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 4 reached. Initiating Tier 5.
They took out, I think they started taking out my systems, so I was handicapped.
New targets active.
So I take out. I'll just take out. I healed myself a couple times. So they took out the shields. So I started trying to attempt to follow.
This is your
switched to a
time.
different button. I still got butt kicked.
Halting simulation. You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to the exit hatch to log your results, or restart the exam from the simulation's control terminal.
It's time to go. I got 4 of 6. It's better than nothing. I decided whether I was going to stay or not stay. What's it saying, Ed? Jesus.
Congratulations, applicant. You've passed. You can head up to Commander Tuwala to receive your final results and your probationary assignment. Or you're welcome to take another run at the simulation if you'd like to try and earn a better score. We'll only keep your best run.
There's an elevator back here. Something to this elevator. Let's get this next step going. Yeah.
Well, look who's back.
No.
Everything go all right with the exam?
I did ask some
Did you have
questions.
some questions you needed answered first? Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad commander in a former life, so it wasn't too big a jump bossing around foreign pilots instead. But Vanguard's been a quality assignment. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria, get them out there helping people who need it. MASS is short for Military Administrative and Scientific Triumvirate. From here, the 3 co-equal divisions of the UC government work together to advance the cause of the colonies. Be that through mutual defense, political and diplomatic strength, or scientific discovery. Now, serving any of the UC's divisions grants citizenship, but scientific and admin positions in the UC tend to be real competitive. Understandable, most people would prefer to earn their citizenship behind a desk rather than in combat. Not something I'd ever choose for myself, but understandable. So these are your numbers that just came through then. You ready to hear how you did? Then let's get to them. So, looking at the data, hit every mural in the orientation hall, huh? A test of preparation and thoroughness. 2 traits the Vanguard values highly. Psychological results are all within expected levels. Navy doesn't have room for folks that'll fall apart the first time they're trying to outrun a homing missile. Now, how'd you do against your foes? Tier 4, not too shabby. The techs make us test each level of the sim too. I can tell you that way were some real artificial bastards. Good job putting them away.
Hell of a job. I might even let you fly me around sometime.
So then, looking at your results as a whole, and presuming you're successful in completing your probationary mission, you could have your UC citizenship after only 10 years service. Pretty standard for combat assignments. But your performance in the simulator does mean I can offer a signing bonus. Help convince you to join the cause.
10 years might seem like a long time, but it's worth the climb if you wish to become a citizen.
So, sounds to me like we've got Vanguard material on our hands. If you're interested, we could bring you on as a provisional member today. Get you the credits you've earned, then send you out on your probationary mission. First though, all UC service people, provisional or otherwise, are required to swear an oath. So, you want to make this official? Commit yourself to the cause of the colonies?
It's a big decision. John, you're not about to have my compatriot here sign some kind of contract that sells you their grandmother 5 years down the line, are
You're
you?
not street kid, so.
Officer's honor, Sarah. This is honest work for honest credits. So, you ready to do the deed?
Yeah, time to take the oath.
Fantastic. Then just follow me.
Just get to
Wonder where this will all lead. Sounds good. Lead on.
this game. Stand me.
Wouldn't be right doing this where we couldn't see the stars. Now, raise your right hand. The motto of the Vanguard is Supra et Ultra, above and beyond. That is where we serve, beyond the furthest reaches of the United Colonies military, and with honor and duty above reproach. Do you swear to protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities? And to uphold the values of the Vanguard, honor, loyalty, self-reliance in all your actions?
I'd add
As a
it to it,
member
because
of the
you'll
United
ask for
Colonies
one.
Navy, then let me be the first to officially welcome you to the United Colonies Vanguard. Now, only thing left is getting you that probationary mission. And what I've got is comms repair. Group trying to refurb an old colony war processing plant on Tau Ceti 2.
See, that
Sounds like they'd
so
barely gotten set up when their communications died. Place is as isolated as they come. So Brass wants a Vanguard to deliver the repair suite and ensure anyone present is safe and secure. So, can the people of Tau Ceti 2 count on you? No major settlements on Tau Ceti. No real active industry either. Doesn't make for a big target. It's got the potential to be a pretty quiet trip. But there's a reason they wrote, "Here be dragons" on the map edge. So if it were me, I'd hope for the best and arm for the worst. And if for some reason you do run into trouble, don't forget, it's your job to protect those who need it. So, you ready to head out? That's the spirit. Head down to the spaceport and talk to Crew Chief Harath. He'll get you the repair suite plus your new recruit kit. Oh, and your advance. Give it your all out there. Supra et Ultra.
Yeah. Now we get to add some side quests as I head to the port. One that I never existed until I found it. And I got she should already be with me. Alright, let's move on. Let's get ready to head back to the spaceport, but first we're gonna stop over here at this port. So,
this space is a memorial to those lost during the colony war. Your consideration is requested.
Oh,
I kind of snickered with that.
from so much. I might actually become.
And I had to try to find the beginning of this, and then I read the whole thing. I'm not gonna be able to read it because it's too small for me to read. And it takes me a couple times to find the beginning. I passed it. That's it until I went back around again.
I will not tolerate the theft of any nearby objects.
I think that will actually find the beginning. I might be able to read this again. We'll see. It just depends on how fast I'm. Okay, in memory of the brave service members of the United Colonies who gave their lives in the colony war. These 30 representatives, more than 30,000 because I couldn't catch that, fought and died for the freedom, honor, and order. Walking around, looking around, trying to see that, because I had to go back towards the mast, because that's where Nat is. And I found the guy sitting over here. Someone was talking about Sidonia, which is we headed to. So,
I used to know someone who mined on Sidonia.
get out to do it. What's that? Listen to this again.
Bad news for the League of Independent Settlers, or LIST. A prospective colonist family used LIST resources to find a new home, a remote home filled with life and ideal for farming. The only problem is that home does not exist. So instead of starting a new life, free of rules and completely self-reliant, the family returned to Atlantis and filed a lawsuit. Let's pull our report.
Diplomacy will never die. The question is, will it be used in good faith?
So I thought this was that other mission when I first started.
The trees here are quite beautiful. and remind us how important it is to slow down and take a breath. I used to work in interstellar affairs before I was dismissed due to some of the differences I had with management. But I am not retired, not by a long shot. After all, I can do more when detached from the strings of bureaucracy. I do a lot of reading and take walks through the district. We don't have trees like this on the other systems. There's a calming presence about them, but that belies their inner strength.
System, which is
after all, neither you nor I could pull out the roots
out
of a
there
tree on our own. For while there is beauty above, everything that matters happens under the surface. It's grand, isn't it? Testament to humanity's ability to compromise and cooperate. Let's be honest. The treaty is nothing more than a carefully crafted artifice. If it's a testament to anything, it's mankind's ability to lie to itself. Sadly, yes. The war with the Freestar Collective hasn't ended. The director has merely called for an intermission and the audience has departed to the lobby.
Yeah,
But behind the curtain, stagehands at Mast are busy preparing for the next act. Excellent. I do have something you can help me with. In my spare time, I like to collect plants. The rarer, the better, especially from Earth. One of my prized collections is an olive seed. I'd like you to plant this seed in the atrium so that it may grow and be a symbol for peace. A lone olive tree growing in this garden of alien life would send a message. People might interpret it as a message from God. And truth be told, I'm counting on that to happen. Some might call it manipulation, but I like to think we're helping people choose what they need, rather than what they want. Thank you.
Of course, you got the server.
I'll have a reward for you when you return.
Mostly trying to see where everything's at. As I consider plant. See. Swapped tree. Let's get here.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
I've passed by this particular tree many times, and honestly, I never gave it a second thought. Does it hold some sort of special significance?
Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait, you're not mocking me, right? People. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me? Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Okay, let's look. Do I have it? Let's see if I have stuff. Does it look like for some reason it look like I have Vanguard? Half. Moving on. Alright. Right. So now we gotta go down to the Nat. character that she asked for last time I talked to her.
I wonder if I'll miss New Atlantis when Tony and I leave. No, probably not. Another day, another credit. I cleaned up a kid's vomit today. 4th time this week. Really? I really love my job, but... Really? That's so sweet. I really appreciate it.
I need to get something off my chest. I sold...
Don't be a stranger.
And told was stolen a while back.
Okay,
I gotta come clean to her.
I saw this, I'm not sure what he was trying to tell me. So I'm doing the other missions. Got some tertiary missions. So I can just change these other mission. Because the UC missions are all kind of the same, have the same look. That's the one I want right now. Like, that's the one I choose. Because that's the one I need. I'm debating which one to choose. It's a Town City mission, I think. And then I don't know what I was looking for in here. Alright, so then back up to here. Choose. See, to try to see where it goes. Put it. Apparently they're both in the same rings. Roughly the same ring. Look at this.
One day,
As long as I
I'm gonna leave New
tell the
Atlantis
officer.
for good.
Give it to the officer. Trying to figure out what the white dot missions were. Still looking forward to it.
How's everything with you?
So I change the missions. Which mission I'm doing to this one. It should be next piece for the Vanguard mission. Come back for the other stuff later. This entire section is lost to my microphone.
I've flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the night.
It's a statue.
Oh, I've always liked that statue.
Stuff in the security office.
I wonder what the artist was trying to represent.
This batch of missions going. Which will be stuff probably going to come back after I do this next Vanguard.
Sarah, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Nope.
Can do.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks again, Sergeant.
How can I help you, Captain? Oh, Captain. I don't know if we've met yet. I'm Sergeant Yumi. You wouldn't be here about the job, would you? Might not be worth your time, considering your rank.
Just happened to be Promoted to captain as soon as I got a ship.
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
Well, I mean, my security
Well,
skills would be considered
first
as
things
that,
first,
but then I mentioned
have to
the
ask.
Crimson Fleet that I fought some
Do you
Crimson
have
Fleet.
any security experience at all? It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details. Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it
I could when I was
works.
actually playing the game.
See you later.
Something for what the next mission was. So now we're going to the docks to finish this next part. Then I end the video. Just got another mission right there about the well. So now I got another.
The well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but nothing's changed. One quiet day. That too much to ask for?
Security scanners, chemical sniffers. The United Colonies sure isn't taking any chances.
You're kidding me. Envoys haven't needed diplomatic visas since the colony war.
The law's the law, sir. And that one's still on the books. New Atlantis Security Charter 2308 Addendum, Article 2, Section 8.
Ludicrous. You made all that up. There is no such addendum. The war ended almost 20 years ago. I am Representative Evans Chisholm of the Freestar Collective. I've been coming here for months trying to ensure continued peace.
I don't make up the laws, Representative. I just enforce them. You have a good day now. Someplace else.
Next mission. Just a structure. Just a farm. City. Outside the city.
So, what have we got? Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Let's think about the carbon things.
Bullet for leeches, get it fixed up, and let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working with you.
It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for anything that comes at you up there. Now, Manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite.
In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their first mission.
Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there. My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they were there. So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2. Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your head on swivel and you'll come home safe. Any questions before you head out? I honestly didn't realize it had people living on it until we got your record. Report they gave us seemed clean. No known hostile outposts. But I wouldn't say that's permission to let your guard down. Just watch out for wildlife and pirates. Keep those med packs handy and you'll be fine.
So that was that. I did everything I needed to do. I start running towards the ship.
And I won't keep you.
To
make us look good out there,
so
recruit.
If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Until next time, I will continue this mission arc along with the VanQuest mission arc when I get back to it. But for now, we are doing Vanguards for now, so please enjoy. Until next time, later.